how to create a side business. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a side business that's highly profitable, that's easy to get started in, and that can get you wherever you want to go financially. This is a side business where you can work from home. You're going to help people get thousands of dollars back that they had no idea that they were eligible to claim, and you're going to make great money for yourself. It's a flexible business that you can start on the side, and it has massive earning potential. And all you need to get started is a phone, an internet connection, and the information that I'm going to give to you. And be sure to stay on till the very end, because at the end, I'm going to give you a free resource where you can learn all about this opportunity and exactly how that you can get started. It's great that you want to start a side business. And the question is, what side business makes sense? And let me tell you what makes sense to me. Start a business that you can start on the side in a limited amount of time with a small amount of money, and that can get started quickly. Because we don't have years to get this going. You got to get this going right away. There's a business that I found called Overages. It is an absolutely amazing business, and it totally checks all the boxes. The basis for this business is that when a property is sold at a foreclosure auction, could be a tax foreclosure auction because someone didn't pay their real estate taxes, or it can be a mortgage foreclosure auction because someone didn't pay their mortgage and they lose their house to foreclosure. When those properties are sold, when the property sells for more than the amount that's owed, the extra money can be claimed by the former owner. Let me explain a little more clearly. So, for example, the tax foreclosure, which happens when someone doesn't pay their real estate taxes. About 3,000 of those properties are sold every day in America. When the property is sold, if it sells for more than the tax bill, the government holds on to that extra money, waiting for someone to show up and claim it. Now, they don't send out a check. They just wait for someone to actually apply for it, because governments being governments, that's what they do. And here's why this works. Typically, when a house is lost to tax sale, it's 3 to 4 years behind in real estate taxes. Average house in America is a little over $400,000. Average tax bill in America is about $8,000 per year in real estate taxes. So if that property falls, let's say 3 years behind in taxes, you owe $24,000 in taxes, you can bet that the government's going to take your house and sell it to collect that money, because they want it to pay for the schools, the firefighter, the police, the mayor's salary, fixing the roads, collecting the trash, all those things. So they're aggressive about collecting it. So you're 3 years behind. And of course, penalties and interest are high on taxes. So let's just double it to $50,000. So you owe $50,000, but you've got a $400,000 house. When bidders go to that auction, the bidding is very competitive. There are people bidding like crazy. There's this guy, that guy. People are going after these houses like flies at a picnic. They're really after them. So typically the houses are going to sell for about 80% of its as-is value. So let's say that you're talking about a house that maybe even needs a lot of work. Maybe it's really kind of run down, needs $100,000 worth of work. So you have a $400,000 house, needs $100,000 in work. Someone's going to pay about 80% of that $300,000 value. So about $240,000 for the property. And if you think about it, wouldn't you be excited if you got a $400,000 house for $240,000 that only needed 100 in fix-up? Of course you'd be really excited, and that's why the bidding is competitive. So back to the county. So they've collected $240,000 at this auction, yet they only need $50,000 to pay the tax bill. So they take the $50,000 right off the top, but that leaves $190,000 left over. That is called overages. Happens all the time. Because remember, houses in America have essentially doubled in value over the past 5 years. So a house that used to be $200,000 5 years ago now costs $400,000 today. You know that. Anybody who's conscious in the world knows that houses are going way up in value. So the question is, what happens when the government collects $190,000, yet they only need $50,000 to pay the taxes? So what happens is that leftover money, called the overages money, can be claimed by the former owner. But here's the problem. The former owners have no idea there's any money they could be owed, could collect, or that a foreclosure auction could ever result in any money for them. They think, well, the government sold my house, so the government keeps the money, right? Just like, if I sold my watch or someone sold my watch, you'd hand them the money and assume they keep it. A foreclosure sale, I can tell you as an attorney, In a foreclosure auction, yes, they get the money they're owed, but they don't get to sweep all the money off the table. This makes sense. Just like if you sold a house through a traditional realtor, you'd go to settlement, you'd pay off your mortgage, and then you get the balance. This is kind of the same thing, except the house is being sold at an auction, but at the auction they pay off the debt, and then the leftover money belongs to the former owner. And since they don't know about it, they can't apply for it because you aren't going to file an application for something you don't know about, right? So what happens is that overages money just sits there in government accounts just waiting to be collected, or if too long goes by, it's forfeited to the government. Typically about 3 years have to go by before the government just says, well, I guess they're not coming for it, so we'll just keep it. And they keep it. They keep it and they do whatever they do with it, fix the roads or pay the mayor's salary, whatever they do, that's what they do with it. So this happens all the time. One government did a study over 3 years, and in those 3 years, on average, 72% of the money went uncollected and unclaimed and just forfeited to the government. So think about that. About 3/4 of the money stayed with the government because it was never claimed. Simple reason, if the former owner doesn't know about the money, they're not going to collect it. So let's get back to you and why you're here today. Because I know overages is interesting, but we're here about your side business. So here's the deal. There's a great business opportunity in getting these lists of leftover money. Those lists are publicly available. I can show you how to get those. This is an actual list that I pulled up on the internet. Took me 5 minutes, absolutely free. You can pull lists like these up all day. There are 3,000 counties in America, so there are thousands of lists just like this. Look at some of the monies on there. You can see we're talking about tens of thousands, sometimes even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And this list is many pages long, so you can see how these lists. All those people are not collecting their money. The other thing I would call your attention to, look at how many older claims there are. You see claims that are a year or two old, and you say to yourself, well, if I was owed $100,000 or more, wouldn't you go and get the money immediately? Yes. Matter of fact, you close your laptop right now or turn off your phone and go down and apply for the money. But the fact that that money is sitting there for so long, just like you see on this list that you see on your screen, that tells you that people don't know about this, and it shows you the scope of the opportunity. There are literally hundreds of millions of dollars sitting out there. In our database of leads, we have over $350 million across over 14,000 leads, with thousands coming in more every day. It's completely crazy. So the way this is a business for you, you get the list. I'll show you how to do that. You get the contact information for the people. These days with the internet, it's very easy to get their Facebook address. You can contact them that way, their email, their telephone, their physical address. So you can send them a letter. You can pick up the phone and call them. You can reach out through Facebook. It's easy to get in touch with people, and you're sharing amazing and great news with them. Imagine yourself calling someone up and saying, hey, Mr. Jones, this is Bob Diamond. I'm calling you because you're owed a big windfall, and I'm here to give you this good news and to offer to help you get that money in exchange for a percentage at absolutely no risk to you. If it works out, you're going to get a big windfall. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't cost you anything. So what do you say? Do you want to try to get this windfall? And of course, Mr. Jones on the other side, this is a guy who's been through trauma. He's lost his house to foreclosure. He's had to move, maybe into his mom's basement, maybe into the least expensive housing he can find, maybe just a rundown apartment or a weekly motel. This is a guy who's really been through it. And the idea of getting tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars is really exciting to someone like that. So you're literally the bearer of good news. Internally, we call this the Robin Hood business because we're just like Robin Hood. We go, we get the money from the sheriff, and we hand it back to the people that deserve it. And this money represents the equity in someone's house. And you get paid a percentage of the money that you bring in. Now, typically, we charge between 30 and 40%. It's a free country, so you can decide what you want to charge. But if you look at this list, you can see what 30 or 40% of those kinds of figures would be. That's the profit potential in this business. And it's a business that you can operate on the side. It's a business that's very easy to call people on nights and weekends when you're trying to get your business started, because guess what? That's when a lot of them are going to be home. So the hours when you're not working, they're probably not working either. So easy to start on the side. Each deal doesn't take a lot of time. You're just filling in some paperwork, getting some paperwork, basically the permission from them to go and pursue this money. 8 to 10 hours for most deals. So not a terribly long amount of time. And it's a pretty simple business. You get the list, get the contact information, reach out and talk to the people, see if they want to hire you. And frankly, some will and some won't. So it's just a numbers game there. I'll give you the exact words to say though in our training. The ones that hire you, fill in the paperwork, you turn it in, and a couple months later, you will get a check from the government for the money. You're going to keep your portion, pass their portion along to them. It is a really great business, and is a great business to start on the side because, again, it doesn't take a lot of money to start. It doesn't take an office. It doesn't take employees. You don't have to clear out your savings. You just really have to decide to do it, get the training that we give you, and then get to work. And the most important thing is just reach out to people. Send them letters. Send them a Facebook message. Reach out on the phone and call them. Give them the good news because let's face it, when they hire you and a couple months later they get a big fat check for tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, they are going to remember you forever. There's not a Christmas that goes by that I don't get notes from my clients saying, hey, just thinking of you, thank you so much, you really saved me. That's exactly what you're going to be getting. So if you want to be in a business where you can get a great side business that can grow to replace any full-time job income, where you feel good about what you're doing because you're helping people who desperately need help. These people have been kicked to the curb, and you're the one that's going to reach down, pick them up, and give them a hand up. So if this sounds interesting to you, and I'm sure that it does, especially if you're here till now, then your next step is to click on the link to the video that you see on your screen. I've recorded a short intro to the Overages business video for you where you can get some more information, and from there I have advanced training that you can get into. So this is attorney Bob Diamond. You're going to love the Overages business. Go check out the video and I'll see you over there.